and today you speak about a fruitful meeting regarding the war in Gaza. Are there any indicators that this is going to reflect on the ground and that the war will end soon with the pressure by the mediators on both parties? And a question to His Excellency, the Secretary of State Blinken. You were saying that this meeting was also fruitful. You spoke about the post-Sinwar period as a leader of Hamas, but Hamas says that this is a strategic issue for it and it's not related to specific people. So what is the U.S. approach to end the war, while taking into account that Israel did not give any indicators so far to end the war and continues to attack Gaza? 200,000 people are being starved, forcefully displaced, and collectively killed. Thank you. Thank you for your question. Regarding the efforts to end the war, the efforts continue. The efforts continue since the 8th of October. First, to prevent the war from starting initially, and then to prevent it from expanding, and then to contain it. And as I've mentioned, the efforts in November, as you've mentioned, the efforts in November have led to releasing some hostages, some prisoners, and a temporary ceasefire. Unfortunately, since then, we have been trying as much as we can to get to an agreement to end the war. Unfortunately, the negotiations have gone through different phases, and those phases included big challenges, and every time we got closer to a solution, unfortunately, there were many steps back. Now, regarding my meeting with His Excellency Secretary Blinken and saying that it was fruitful, of course it would be. His visit to the region is important, and we have been informed of the results of the talks that he had in Israel and what is the direction being taken right now, and talking mostly and most importantly about the Palestinian issue. This is the focus, or this has been the focus of our meeting. Now, regarding negotiations, there is a negotiating delegation from the United States that will be visiting Doha to meet the negotiators from Israel. And we will discuss the means the means for a breakthrough in these negotiations. Now, regarding opportunities, the opportunities abound if both parties have the will to end the war. And as we had mentioned earlier, more than once, the mediators play a very limited role. Should there be any of the parties that refuse to be constructively a part and positively part of these negotiations. And we hope that this has changed now, this behavior has changed. The pressure from our side will continue on both parties to reach an end to the war. This is a priority of ours. And I think His Excellency, the Secretary of State, in his statement just mentioned that the United States has the same priority, and we look forward to positive results. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the question. Look, we're intensely focused on bringing the hostages home, ending the war, alleviating the suffering of Palestinian children, women, and men in Gaza. And we've been working closely together to try to do that for many months. Now, we have seen the quickest way to get there as being through a ceasefire and hostage deal. Again, what we've been working on. The reason I believe there's opportunity now is because the biggest obstacle to concluding that agreement was Sinwar. And the fact that he is no longer with us perhaps creates an opening for actually moving forward and concluding an agreement. In our judgment, one of the things that Sinwar was looking at and hoping for was the potential for wider conflict. If he could create a multi-front war with Hezbollah attacking Israel, potentially with Iran attacking Israel, then he could just sit back and wait and not make any decisions on a ceasefire and on getting hostages home. Well, he has now been removed from the equation, and of course, we're working intensely to make sure that this conflict doesn't spread And all of this, perhaps, will focus Hamas on the imperative, including a deal. If it cares about the people of Gaza, then it will engage, and it will conclude some kind of agreement. And that can be the critical first step to getting a sustained agreement, something that brings enduring peace and security. Now, the other part of this, as I said just a moment ago, is the importance, and I think even the urgency, of making sure that we have a plan for what follows, a plan that allows Israel to leave, that makes sure that Hamas can't reconstitute, and that supports the Palestinian people in the governance, the security, the rebuilding of Gaza. And we had very productive discussions on that question today as well.